What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Monday 8-game DraftKings main slate. We are fresh out of the opening day weekend window here, and it's been a successful start to the MLB DFS season here at Fantasy Alarm. The Torpedo Bats have taken over the MLB by storm. Grande's New York Yankees just getting MIT scientists out there to realize that they can, make these baseball bats with like the sweet spot a little bit thicker with the wood, and 13 homers in the first 3 games.
Okay. Just to be clear, not everyone's using them. Like Aaron Judge is not using them.
Supposedly.
No. You can, normal bat, torpedo bat.
Who is using them? Jazz Chisholm.
For sure. Jazz Chisholm is definitely using them, and he has used them to his advantage. And
the Brewers twice walked Aaron Judge just to give up a home run to Jazz Chisholm.
Yep.
So, that will happen. Will the torpedo bat take over other teams? Will the MLB counter by introducing dead balls into baseball?
Sure, because they came out and said that there's nothing wrong with what the
nothing wrong. And Ryan Jeffers, I don't know if you saw that today, broke out his own torpedo bat on the Minnesota Twins today.
Did he?
He had a torpedo bat. He went 0 for 4. Did not work for him. You got to make contact with the torpedo bat for the torpedo bat to work.
It's fair.
And the meatballs that the Milwaukee Brewers were throwing to the New York Yankees all weekend long. Nestor Cortez, 3 pitches, 3 homers, lad on Saturday.
First time ever to lead off the game.
First time ever. It's like he was, doing it to give back, to his old team there.
Well, he felt bad after giving up the Freddie Freeman home run in Game 1 of last year World Series. So
yeah. So, anyways, that was wild to see. The Atlanta Braves got blanked in San Diego. We had the Miami Marlins win 3 games by walk-off as David Bednar. Don't know why he was named the closer to start the year, but he's made 3 appearances. He's lost 2 games. He hasn't gotten out in 2 of the 3 appearances. So Pittsburgh starting their season off right. A lot of headlines, a lot of stories. What is interesting as we work our way to this Monday slate, though, is we continue to work our way through the MLB rotations. So there are some very interesting names on this slate. Tyler Glasnow is your most expensive pitcher at $10,000 against that Atlanta Braves team that could not touch anything. Nick Pivetta went out there and threw a 1-hitter today against the Atlanta Braves. We have Ronald Blanco, last year's sabermetrics, skirter there, outperformed all of his underlying stats all season long. He's 9K. Jackson Jobe, season debut for him in the starting rotation, gets Seattle at $8,800. Drew Rasmussen, who's supposed to be potentially on a pitch count because of the way they're handling him, he's up at 85. Bowden Francis, your guy from the end of last year, pitching for Toronto, got Washington, and Emerson Hancock, 8K for Seattle, gets Detroit. Again, a lot of interesting names up at the top, some very high upside pitchers, young arms, with some nice ceilings there. Do you find yourself looking to go the Glasnow route at 10K on this slate, or do we think we're going to settle in a bit more in the mid-range?
I fully expect Tyler Glasnow to be 60% rostered because this is somebody's 4 starter.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah.
That makes no sense in the world. So yeah, I definitely like Tyler Glasnow at $10,000. The Braves are obviously a better offense than what they showed, but
they were bad last year too. No Ronald Acuna, just changing the way that lineup looks.
It's fair. So yeah, if you want to play 10K for Glasnow, the one thing that we've said and we'll continue to say, there are home runs. A lot of home runs hit in LA. It's a bigger ballpark, but one that the ball carries in. So Glasnow, I like it. Blanco, I'm a San Francisco Giants offensive believer. So $9,000, it's fine. Jackson Jobe, I'd probably get to. before Blanco for upside. We've also seen some younger starters like get taken out of games early. Well, Detroit is also not afraid to go to their bullpen early, so Job has to be on top of his stuff.
Yeah, I'm seeing what the pitch spring training pitch count we
Up
got up to
to
for Job here. Job got up to 67, 68 his last two starts. Generally, you want to see those guys go in like the mid 70s.
Yep.
But as I said that, it was Vasquez yesterday. Hadn't pitched more than like 48, and he went through like 94. So,
Yep.
you never know what these managers are going to do. Job only, but I'm encouraged by at least back-to-back starts in the mid to upper 60s. So kind of building them up a little bit there. But Seattle, no surprise to anybody. They got handled by the A's pitching staff this weekend. So,
Yep.
I like
A's have good pitchers, by the way. At least if Springs and Severino repeats last year, and Springs is any version he was prior to Tommy John, those are like pretty good pitchers.
What about JP Sears?
JP Sears is up and down. One day he looks like a good pitcher, the next game he doesn't.
Yeah, so. Today, 6 2/3, did give up 2 earned, 7 Ks. Seattle won that game 2-1 because the A's, Brian Wu shut them down. But
yeah,
still, that Mariners offense really didn't do much in that series. So,
I'm okay going down the list to like Rasmussen. I don't love the ball. Like, this ballpark is obviously going to be bad for pitching. It was fine for Tampa Bay in the first series. This is not an overwhelming Pittsburgh offense. Like, I'm okay with Rasmussen. He looked better in the spring than Bowden Francis did, who didn't look good in the spring. Other than strikeouts, Bowden Francis struck a lot of people out, but that was it. He didn't do much else. So
it's Washington here now.
Yeah. So not in love with like anything other than Glass now, really. At this point.
Let's see. Rasmussen did get up to 75. He only made 3 spring outings. He was someone that obviously came back from Tommy John, I think it was last year. They really limited his work. As you can see, they use him basically as a swingman. Going to be in the rotation. He is a decent pitcher, though.
Yes.
So if we think they're going to get some innings out of him, I like that spot. And again, I wouldn't be afraid to go to Job. Just a bunch of upside play. 8,800. I wish to use more like 78 than 88, but that's the life we live here. Excuse me. After that, though, again, we're in the back end of rotation. So, Tyler Anderson was an all-star last year, and then he fell apart as we all expected him to do in the second half. Jordan Hicks, they're high hopes for him as a starter. I don't know.
Wasn't good in the spring. Wasn't good in the spring.
Wasn't good in the spring. Nope. And Houston, not Soroka. Good for him for being in the league still. Right. Like, I thought that guy was out a couple of years ago. Another guy that didn't look good in the spring, Miles Michaelis. Maybe. I think he had actually. Was he good at home last year? No, horrific at home last year. I thought he had good home splits. He had good road splits. Good by his standard, I guess. I don't know, man. Again, we're at the back end of rotation, so I don't know where you want to go. Is there a value pitcher you want to pitch here?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's some strikeout appeal to Ben Brown against Oakland. Another situation where we're gonna have to see how this ballpark plays. This is the debut in Sacramento for the Athletics. So, obviously that ballpark, it's gonna be super warm. The ball is going to carry. It's not going to be fun for pitching on most nights.
Yep. I went on the Vision Live show on Friday. Morning show has Jensen Lewis, former Major League Baseball pitcher. He commented that he actually spent time in AAA pitching in that Sacramento ballpark, and he called it Coors Light, is what he said. Again, now you take that for what it is. He's just someone that pitched there. He says the ball, it's not Coors Field exactly, but the ball does fly in that stadium. So,
yeah, I mean, we've seen that. You see that all the time with like the way that in just warm weather in some ballparks, right? Kansas City is one that stands out. Anytime it gets warm in Kansas City, it's a natural progression on like.
Well, what do we used to say all the time, right? Pitchers coming up from AAA, it's like, oh, they're in the PCL. You just kind of ignore those numbers.
Yep.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
That's what this
is. This is
you know?
what this is. Yeah.
So
obviously, like that's something to consider. Your favorite pitcher in the league, Luis Ortiz, he also was like someone who struck a bunch of people out at spring training. Didn't do that in the major league level last year, but is someone who gets a lot of ground balls.
mm-hmm.
Estes, terrible spot. Moldonsky is the first time as a starter this year. I mean,
Kyle Hart.
And then you have a 6K starter. I mean, dude, this is a brutal pit. Like, Glasnow is going to be. I can't even. And he's going to be so highly rostered, right? Like, Tyler Glasnow is going to be so popular given. But who is your popular SP2? Is it just double spend up?
Hart had a 9.39 ERA and a 1.5 WHIP during spring.
Is that good?
That's all they have. That's all San Diego has.
Is that good?
That's all they got. That's all they got. Is to throw in that rotation.
It's a little concerning.
This might be a double spend, dude. We might be spending up at pitching on this slate.
Just $8,000 and up. Just both pitchers.
I think so.
Rasmussen, Joe, Glasnow, and your player pool there.
I'm seeing one like Vegas has. Maybe there's like a low run total favorite that we can look at. Let's see.
Lowest run total is 7.5. I mean, Emerson Hancock, what's his price? 8,000, right at the $8,000 mark. 7.5 in that game in Seattle. That's your SP2. That's your SP2.
Yeah, Seattle minus 120, Detroit even on the money line. Man, that's some rough goes. I mean, listen, and even he was a prospect, has some potential upside to him. Didn't look great last year. Detroit's lineup has some, up and down plays, some upside.
It does. They're annoying because you'll never face the same lineup like twice because they just have 77 pinch hitters, but like they have some strikeouts in their lineup too.
Yeah. I might just hold my nose and play Michaelis or something like that.
You're gonna double spend.
You don't know me. You don't know what I'm gonna do. We're gonna spend down at catcher because we're gonna spend up at pitching.
Yeah, you're absolutely spending down.
Play a Cubs catcher, Amaya in A's.
We have not even done 4 shows and we're just plug a Cubs catcher and move on.
Cubs catcher, move on. I mean, Langoliers 3,900 against Brown. Not the worst.
Yeah, K-Bear.
Yeah.
He homered his first 2 games of the year.
Yeah. Against Bowden. I don't mind it. $3,700 switch hitter. Let's see.
Where's our minor league ballpark catchers? Who do we got?
As I said, it's Amaya. Tampa Bay is Bart, right? Or for Pittsburgh, rather.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Danny Jansen should play today. He sat Sunday. I imagine Jansen gets to start again on Monday.
Yep, true.
A lot of power if he can make contact. He just doesn't make a lot of contact. But Bart, 3,600. I like Rasmussen, so I would be less inclined to play Joey Bart, but don't mind it. Again, Langoliers, a lot of power, homered already.
Yep.
Herrera versus lefty, 3,100. And Anderson last year was garbage. He just outpitched all of his metrics for a while.
Yeah, Herrera will be back in the lineup because Pajes played on the.
Pajes did have a huge game on
Sunday. He did have a big Sunday. So if one of those catchers plays, they might play both because with Wilson at first, like you could also against the lefty see him DH. So
because they have a lot of. I mean, Newbar, Donovan, Burleson, Gorman, like all those guys are from the left side of the plate. So could definitely see that. All right, so catcher, we'll see who the starting lineups come out. I'm more inclined to play Amaya at 2,200 if he's out there, though, because that's what we do on this show. First base, Ohtani, the dual position eligibility for positions he's never played. That joke won't ever stop on this show.
Oh, man, it's just unbelievable.
Every day. You can't. I mean, what else are you going to do? They got to put him somewhere. But why do you have to give him 2 positions?
Just give him – it's got to be just outfield. It just has to be
him an outfielder. Just make him an outfielder. 6,500. Vladdy versus Soroka. Again, I do like Toronto. I've been on that pretty much all week, liking Toronto. Bichette's back, dude. Well, Bichette's looking good. Vladimino's got some power.
Jimenez looks really good hitting fourth, which is...
Dude, Springer had a good couple of games. Like that Blue Jays lineup, they start clicking a little bit. I like them against Soroka. Again, he's just 5,700, so expensive there. Let's see. Manzardo, I know it's a lefty. Manzardo homered twice this weekend off lefties.
Yeah, he has 2 home runs. I wrote him in the waiver column. He had like 40 total at bats last year against lefties, and he's already homered twice.
It's homered twice.
I mean, dude, he'll hit 30. He'll hit 30 home runs against. He'll hit 30 home runs this year if he hits home runs against.
If they play him versus lefties, just give him the at bats, right? He'll poke some. Bush in the minor league stadium, $4,100 against Joey Estes there.
They're hitting him fourth. They're hitting him fourth.
Mm-hmm. So that probably. I wonder what ownership's going to be on the first ownership run on this game because they're playing Coors Light, right? Like, and we're not getting ownership. We're not getting salary bumps yet.
Nope.
So we'll see. The next series against in Sacramento, we may start getting some.
What are we going to do when we have Sacramento and Coors and Tampa Bay and George Steinbrenner Field in Tampa?
You said Steinbrenner Field's the dimensions of Yankee Stadium. Is that
exact dimensions of Yankee Stadium? Yeah.
A short right field there.
And the weather, it's in Florida,
humid,
so it's just like better.
Yep. Let's see. So you got that going on for Manzardo and Bush in the mid tier. Look pretty good. Torkelson again, 3,500, a lot of power. Soderstrom
homered again on Sunday.
$3,200 against Ben Brown for Soderstrom
in Sacramento.
Yeah, he was homering in Seattle, where you don't
3 home runs in Seattle. He's going to Sacramento for this.
To Sacramento, like good again. Remember, guys, Tyler Soderstrom, top prospect in that organization, top 100 prospect in baseball. Definitely had some injuries, obviously. Power's definitely getting there, so you got that there. Jonathan Aranda, power from the left side of the plate for Tampa Bay. He's looked pretty good to open the series. $2,900 for him there. And then where's our Nathaniel? Do we pass? There he is. A couple of homers already for Nathaniel Lowe, $3,300. Talked about Bowden Francis giving up some hits there, so some decent value, some decent plays up and down the first base position here.
Yeah, Soderstrom and Aranda really stood out to me. They're hitting Aranda fourth. Mm-hmm. Dual position eligibility is obviously elite. Soderstrom in that ballpark, 3,200. That's just probably $1,000 too cheap if we're playing it as if it's anything like Coors, right? Like if it's anything like Coors, then that's $1,000 too cheap.
Yeah, I bet ownership on Soderstrom tomorrow is going to be through the roof.
I would agree.
All right. Especially, again, if the options are to spend up at pitching, you're going to see a lot of guys in these like 3K ranges with just ownership there. So, second base, your top guys are Altuve, Edman, Albies, Brandon Lau, homered on Sunday. He's $4,400. Nico Horner, not a lot of power, but some speed, 42 as well. Again, not really looking to spend up too much.
Lau.
Here.
Lau. It's Lau.
Power.
It's Lau.
Our guy Mark Pitts, shout out him. He was in on Brandon Lau this morning. $4,400. So you get that in your line if you're going Tampa Bay. I mentioned Jimenez again hitting cleanup. Again, I don't know what to expect out of Soroka. He hasn't looked good. Has been a while since he was an Atlanta Brave. So you got Jimenez at 38. From there,
Luis Garcia is not 3,300. He didn't play against lefty, but you don't have to worry about that. He faces righty here. So
2 for 4 stolen base on Thursday. So
he's good, dude. He's a good player. 3,300 is too cheap of a price tag for him.
Yep, I agree. Can probably play Aranda here as well. I didn't realize how hulking Aranda was until I was watching that game, dude.
Huge human being.
Huge human being. And him and Caminero, and Yandy, don't fight those dudes.
No, that is a top fighting team for sure.
Yandy's the strongest guy in baseball that doesn't homer. So
yes.
You got that there. Let's see. I think that's probably it.
I think we have a couple stolen bases from Ryan Bliss already, don't we? I think we've gotten multiple Ryan Bliss stolen bases already. Okay. He's
I long for the day for DraftKings to actually update their stats, but I don't believe it.
I think he has stolen base in 2 of 3.
He does. He's got 2 stolen bases. He only won for 6, but he's got 2 swipes. So
he just runs. He is super, super fast.
2 walks, 2 stolen bases. You gotta hit. So
don't walk him.
Don't put him on. Don't put him on first. He'll be on second. Yeah, you can take a look there as well.
The better. Yep, he did. Max Muncy, the other Max Muncy, homered the other day.
Dude, not only do they have the same name and were they drafted by the same organization, they have the same birthday.
Do they really?
Yes.
That's awful.
Freaky, right?
Super weird.
Super.
What do they have? What do they have going for them that they love Max Muncy so much?
I have no idea. Third base. Ramirez got hurt, wrist injury. Did not play on Sunday. We'll see, I guess, if he plays or not. But
could be available as a pinch hitter. Do we know if he pinch hit on Sunday?
I don't know. That game wasn't close, so I don't think so.
Probably, yeah. 6-2.
Yeah, they won 6-2 in that game. No, he did not.
So could be available. He didn't say he would have been, but he said could be available.
Well, as I mentioned, this Hart character had almost a 10 ERA with a 1.6 whip during the spring. So
seems bad.
Not great. As I mentioned, Caminero, monster, due to homer in this ballpark at some point. $5,200 can get there. We tried going up against Ortiz a lot. What split was the Ortiz split that we stacked against last year? Remember, it was a righties or lefties?
We're going to look at.
I would open Fangraphs, but I'm afraid it would crash my computer. So
Fangraphs is going to tell me that left-handed power was the only thing that gave him issues.
Okay.
He allowed 1.7 home runs per 9 innings last year to lefties. The fly ball rate was up at 44%, 32% hard hit rate against lefties. So,
so when we get to Jackson Merrill, we'll talk about it then.
Yeah.
Not Machado. Muncy, Rengifo. You're a Chapman guy, $4,200 against Blanco.
Yep.
I know Nolan hasn't been great, but again, Anderson, lefty, $3,900.
Yep. I would play Paredes, by the way, at 4K. Okay. He was good against righties last year. They're hitting him in a good spot in the lineup, hitting him second. So Hicks is terrible in this. Like, they want him to be this starter so bad, and he just once again had a terrible spring. So Houston looks pretty good.
Got Shaw here for 3,400.
Yeah, I mean, he's been bad. Like, he has just been bad.
He had the homer, but
and it was a pinch hit home run. He pinch hit home run. He has not gotten off to a great start, at least the start you would want. But he is a super talented kid. I'd give him a chance for sure. It's in a quite the ballpark to break out.
The ballpark, right? They're willing to give him a shot there. Again, Curtis Meade, sort of the same build there, 3,500. Some righty bat there for Tampa Bay.
Will Wagner is hitting in like the middle of their lineup.
Not bad. Billy Wagner's kid.
Yep.
It's probably it. I don't know. Not really loving.
The young probably starts at third.
Yep, it's got some power. Shortstop Mookie, 55, lost 20 pounds, hits walk-off homers. None of it matters. CJ Abrams leading off, 52. I said Bichette's been really good, 47. Dansby, 44 in that ballpark against Estes. Probably just Betts or Bichette, I think, for me, probably there.
Yeah, Adames against a righty. We know the reverse splits. And I also think when you look, like, if I don't remember what the splits were for Blanco, but I'm not even gonna guess. They were really good against both. He got really lucky, obviously, against both sides of the split, but really lucky against lefties. Elevated fly ball rate against lefties, elevated hard hit rate against lefties. So maybe not Adames, but it is worth mentioning. Like, obviously, we know Willie Adames is year in, year out reverse splits every year.
Yep, agreed. Let's see. Mason Wynn.
Dansby's been great.
Dansby? Yeah, Dansby's been good. I agree. $4,400 gets some speed. Can get there. Let's see. Value to mid range. Anything stick out to you?
Jeremy Pena homered over the weekend. Jeremy Pena is what he is. He's not going to be like Pete Carlos Correa or anything, but he's solid.
I did stack the Astros that day that he homered.
So did I.
That was useful.
Yeah, so did I. He was the only one that did anything. Yeah. Well, Jordan, I think, came through like a little late
at the end. Yeah. Griffin Canning actually pitched well in that game. So,
I don't love really anything.
I agree.
Else.
Jacob Wilson obviously is a good hitter just in general. $2,500, and you're getting the athletics.
Get a wrap, yeah. If you want, and we're going to talk about some Oakland. If you want to play like wraparound stack, he's there.
Yep. All right, Ohtani, Tucker homered on Sunday, so starting to come around.
And Saturday.
Yeah, so back-to-back games at Homer starting to come around. Now he's got this ballpark, lefty power, 6K. Can show yes, this would certainly be a popular play. Brent Rooker, 56 again, power. Up there against Brown at 56 as well. Let's see. Yeah, and then Merrill's 52 and Butler's 51. Again, more guys in those spots there.
Yeah, they're all. I don't really have a bad thing to say. Kyle Tucker obviously stands out. Rooker stands out. Mookie's dual eligibility. I know you mentioned shortstop, but that stands out. And then Jackson Merrill is just a god, so he stands out always.
Yep. And again, you mentioned the splits against Ortiz. We say this a lot, right? Like it's outfield position. There's so many outfielders to pick from. Generally, you just kind of figure out what stack you want, and then you take the best outfielders from those positions or from earlier and where you can fit them into your lineup. And there's enough value across the other positions where even if we spend up at pitching, I think we're going to be able to afford spending up at one of the outfield positions there as well.
Yep.
Ian Happ at $4,800, not to be repetitive, like we're mentioning a lot of Cubs, Athletics, and Rays because they're in those ballparks, the minor league fields that we're looking to sort of target and attack.
I would play Teoscar at 49 in that ballpark with home run upside against Grant Holmes. I mean, he just hit so many home runs. He hit 30. I think he was sixth in or top six in like every offensive category last year, and is just in the best lineup in baseball again.
He hit second with. So did Mookie get scratched yesterday or today? Yeah, yesterday I think it was. He ended up hitting second in that game. So, let's see. You can go again. You can go the Angels against Michaelis if you want to. Cleveland against Hart. I know Kwan's a lefty. Let's see. There's a lot of lefties actually.
Lane Thomas, 4,100 against a lefty.
Yeah,
Lane Thomas has always been a good lefty masher.
Yes, that's been his correct split for sure. $4,100.
Dylan Cruz, 4K.
Dylan Cruz, 4K. Conforto's 38. We're big Jung-Hoo Lee fans.
Big day Sunday. He's actually had a good couple of games strung together.
Yeah, middle of the lineup, $3,800. Good hitter. Gets Blanco here. PCA has not hit the ball well.
No.
But $3,800 in that ballpark.
You know who has hit the ball well? Who really the ballpark caters to righties? Helio Ramos.
Sure.
That's a great right-handed ballpark for power because the short porch and left.
Mm-hmm.
He's already hit 2 this year, I think. No, 1, 2. Yeah, he's hit 2, I think. 2, maybe. 1. I don't know. Yeah, he hit his second on Sunday.
Okay.
He hit his second on Sunday.
Jack Swinsky's always got some power upside at 3K.
Also could strike out 4 times, but
also could strike out 4 times. Very true. Jacob Young's got speed. Jordan Walker, if there's ever time, sir. $2,500 righty versus lefty against Anderson.
Yeah. Cam Smith, 27.
Yep.
He now only outfield eligibility, which that should be the case because,
said Victor Scott the left. Dude, they have so many
Dude,
lefties in that Cardinals lineup, man.
He hit a home run. He has like 3. He's hit a home run. He has like 3 stolen bases already on the year. He is.
That's why I was ready to go, but he's a lefty. So there's just so many lefties in that Cardinals lineup. Cardinals lineup's going to look different. That's for sure.
Yes.
Gavin Sheets has been pretty good. You want to talk lefty power? $2,200 against Ortiz.
Yeah, really good. I mean, he made the team just straight up out of hitting all those home runs in spring, and then
he homered, yeah, and third on opening day. So if he cracks that lineup at $2,200 against Ortiz, I like that. Seth Brown's got power. That's the end of the list. So let's build a lineup. Spend it up. I'm just plugging Jackson Job. You can find me.
We're playing Glass now too. Okay. We're not playing Glass now.
Okay. I mean, I want to just click my who caught Sunday.
I think Amaya, but I will confirm it was Miguel Amaya.
All right. Well, what's their?
Who's the more expensive? Just play the more expensive Carson Kelly, and then just pivot. Just pivot to Amaya.
Pivot down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now we figure out how many Rays we want. Do we want or athletics?
Soderstrom, yes.
And then what? Like a Ronda at second, I guess.
Yeah, I mean he's super cheap. It's a really good value.
And then now we're at 4,500 player. Like I said, it only took 2 value plays, 3 value plays, and we're back to just being able to spend on whoever.
Well, Tucker at 6K in the outfield.
Yeah.
We were going to play that.
Yeah.
Probably LB or Rooker, one of the 2 Oakland spend ups. Like Rooker obviously has moon tower power.
Yeah.
Butler probably had the higher ceiling last year because he had 2-3 home run and 2-3 home run games like that.
Yeah. Third base.
Yeah, third base kind of was.
I think we had value at short though. Like we could play Jacob Wilson at $2,500 if we really wanted to, or go all the way down.
Jeremy Pena, 34.
Could do like Gavin Sheets at 22 here.
Yeah, we could do that too.
All right, and then that gives us back to basically $4,500 a player.
Dansby.
Do you want?
Or you can go up to Caminero and then down to Pena or something.
What do you want? Third base, right? What did you?
If you went up to Caminero, 52, and then you have Pena, 34.
Works. All right, Job, Glasnow, Kelly, Soderstrom, Aranda, Caminero, Pena, Tucker, Rooker, Sheets. I like it. $300 left over. Again, we're doing this preview show the night before. There will be official lineups. Our guy Henry Wilson will have the MLB DFS playbook out there for you. You can get in our Discord. Get in our Discord for free with the 7-day free trial. FantasyAlarm.com/win. Promo code Let's Go. That first month is less than $20 after you finish that 7-day free trial. So you can check out the playbook. You can get in the Discord, get your questions answered. We'll have updates and ownership ready to go for all of you. But it should be a fun one getting our first look at the Sacramento field here with some major league games going on. Good luck, everybody. Grande and I will be back tomorrow with the preview show. We'll talk to you later.